content in one go.
Yeah.
So basically, this is a great opportunity for you to take a break from social media, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, initially it may cause some stress to people, but I think
Yes.
over the long run, I see the difference with you and everyone else that is our heavy social media users, that you probably have a lot more time to do other things as well. Reading books, for example.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Reading books. I'm going to show you this. I am reading books. And I'm reading the newspaper again.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You're taking a detox on social media, that's for sure. All right, so there you go.
Yeah, and still from the U.S. as well, but this time it's also an unfortunate news. The wildfire, the wildfire in Southern California has spread to more than 6 square miles by Wednesday morning, and the cause of the fire remains unclear.
Now, more than 1,500 firefighters were deployed to battle the blaze.
Authorities predict that the weather in Southern California may improve this week, which might aid firefighters in their battle against a wildfire that has displaced 20,000 residents. The fire ravages parts of Malibu, which is a community of about 10,000 residents on the western edge of Los Angeles. Although the weather is expected to improve, forecasters said that gusty winds will continue through Wednesday morning.
That's right. This is because of Santa Ana's notorious seasonal wind with dry gusts that blows out of the interior towards the coast and pushes back the moist ocean breeze. According to Los Angeles County Fire Department Chief Anthony C. Marone, the blaze expanded by nearly 40% overnight and threatens at least 7,500 structures, while evacuation orders affect at least 12,600 residents.
This morning, the city of Malibu awoke again to a very red sunrise. This morning, it was from the lingering smoke in the sky rather than the approaching line of fire. We're far better off this morning than we were in the last 30-plus hours. The city is continuing to work around the clock to help ensure residents are informed and have the resources to stay safe. The city of Malibu is operating its emergency operations center from the city of Calabasas City Hall, and we're on a 24-hour rotation there. City Hall, parks, and facilities remain closed, and all programs, meetings, and events.
So I just want to share, even though it is December, and sometimes, especially on the north, it's already expecting the weather to be low. In the east, especially in the New York area and whatnot, it's already blazing with like blizzards and also snow. But this is also something that is very anomaly that we've been seeing for the past 5 years, especially from the southern coast of the Pacific coast right here in the California state. I've been looking at the weather because I am going back home homebound for Christmas, and the weather is just it's 24 Celsius, 25 Celsius, so it's very warm. And I've contacted my brothers and my siblings there. They're like, at the day it's pretty hot, but of course with dry winds, so you still have the chilly weather, but it drops really low at night. So hence that's why these kind of fires and wildfires catch up really fast because it is dry. The low humidity, especially with the Santa Ana, with the El Nino that is happening around the Pacific Ocean, that's what makes this, the hotter breeze comes in the morning into the afternoon, and then it will just kind of deflate it back at night.
What is the typical winter like in the West Coast?
Before climate change, let's say when I was like a kid.
Yes.
I mean, it will drop, down. It will be very cool. I mean, you will still have the sunny, the sunny sun.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
not in the
15?
20s. Yeah. I mean, you can go down to 10 to 8 at night, even right now, but then you can go up to 24 to 25. I mean, that's quite, it's quite hot for winter on December.
That is indeed. And speaking of Malibu, well, for those of you who probably have never been to Malibu, Malibu is actually one of the state's wealthiest cities, famous for its miles of pristine beaches and homes selling for a median price of more than $4 million. And Malibu's primary link to the rest of the Los Angeles region is the Pacific Coast Highway, with a segment of that road currently shut due to the fire. So the exclusive community is mostly cut off. And as mentioned also by Caroline earlier, the wildfire threat across California and other parts of the U.S. West is intensifying because the planet warms. Hotter summers, droughts are leaving vast swaths of vegetation parched, and this has made them vulnerable to any spark that can trigger a blaze. And according to CAL FIRE, so far this year, 7,909 fires have burned more than 1 million acres in the state. and so far killing one person.
All right, well, let's hope that the situation gets under control. In the meantime, let's leave the United States momentarily and head over to the Middle East, where, according to Gaza health authorities, the ongoing Israeli attacks and genocide in Gaza has so far caused the Palestinian death toll to rise to 44,758 and has also injured 106,134 others. This rising death toll comes as Israeli military operations in Isbat Beit Hanun, northern Gaza, on Monday resulted in at least 20 more deaths and multiple injuries. Earlier that same day, official Palestinian news agency Wafa stated that the Israeli strikes in northern Gaza's Beit Lahlia killed 6 people, while an attack at the Maghazi refugee camp has left 2 dead.
Now, Wafa reported on Tuesday that 1,059 medical personnel and 709 police and aid workers have been killed in Gaza since October the 7th, 2023. They added that the attacks at the Indonesian hospital and Kamal Adwan hospital were among the latest Israeli military assault. Now, elsewhere in the region, Syrian Islamist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, who toppled Syrian President Bashar Assad, has conquered Deir al-Zur after driving out U.S.-backed Kurdish fighters.
Now, this comes just days after government forces withdrew from the area.
Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, recently shared videos on Telegram, which shows their forces controlling the city center and local military base. The footage also shows the streets packed with residents.
Meanwhile, Syrian Prime Minister Mohammed al-Bashir said that the time has now come for Syrians to enjoy a period of calm after more than a decade of conflict. He also met with members of a transitional government to discuss the path forward for Syria. All right, let's shift to news related to Indonesia, as the British Embassy, in Indonesia hosted an event to celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations between the UK and Indonesia here in Jakarta on December the 11th.
British Ambassador to Indonesia, Dominic Jeremy, presented the Ambassador 75 Awards to recognize milestones and individual contribution that help boost ties between the two countries.
The event also highlighted the last 75 years of bilateral relations between the two countries that has brought prosperity, peace to the public and the planet.
The British Embassy in Indonesia celebrated 75 years of diplomatic relations between the UK and Indonesia in Jakarta on December 11. It marked the culmination of a series of activities throughout 2024 involving Indonesian partners, the British Council, and the British business community. It showcased the great partnership between the UK and Indonesia in the last 75 years, which brings prosperity and peace to the public and the planet. Both nations also share a positive vision which they aim to achieve for the future of the world in the next 75 years. British Ambassador to Indonesia and Timor-Leste, Dominic Jeremy, highlighted the enduring friendship and partnership between the two countries across a range of areas. These include business, investment, social development, education, climate, arts, culture, and beyond.
We are countries that want to do the right thing at the United Nations. We want to work together for peace and on climate change together, and we want to grow our economies. And so what I see last month when Pak Prabowo and Prime Minister Starmer met was a meeting of minds. I saw two leaders of government who have very clear visions that are quite aligned, and I can see how the United Kingdom can support Indonesia in trying to get to 8% growth, in investing in its sumber daya manusia, in ensuring that you get to self-sufficiency in energy through renewable energy in particular, and sustainable energy, getting to food self-sufficiency. And I think that there are, in many, many ways, that Prime Minister Starmer and President Prabowo talked about how the UK can help that happen.
During the event, Jeremy also presented the Ambassador 75 Awards. It is a joint initiative with Indonesian Ambassador to the UK, Desa Percaya, which recognizes 75 milestones and individuals who contribute to the development of good relations between the UK and Indonesia. These achievements resulted from collaborations between businesses, scientists, artists, academics, and many more from the two countries. Several Indonesian figures, including former East Java Governor Kofifa Indar Parawansa and her former Deputy Governor Emil Dardak, received the Platinum Awards for the close friendship they fostered with the UK in education, sustainable development, and interfaith relations.
Kami membangun komunikasi dengan cukup intensif dengan pihak King's College London dan akhirnya per September kemarin untuk program Magister Degree untuk Digital Future dan Digital Economy sudah dibuka. Jadi kami bersyukur, ini yang kami harapkan bahwa kerjasama untuk membuka kelas jarak jauh di Singasari, Malang itu bisa kita maksimalkan capaiannya sehingga penguatan kualitas SDM tidak hanya Jawa Timur, tapi penguatan kualitas SDM di Indonesia itu bisa kita bangun antara lain melalui keberadaan King's London yang ada di Singasari, Malang.
We work together in the field of infrastructure, in the field of green economy, creative economy, digital economy, and even culture. We've arrived here through a series of course, hard work and collaborations and open communications. And I believe that if, with God's will, Ibu Kofifa and I will be again back in East Java, we'll definitely continue many existing partnership that we will further grow going forward.
All Women Rock Trio from Garut, West Java, the voice of Bachapot, also received the Platinum Awards for their impressive achievements as the first Indonesian artist to perform at the world-renowned Glastonbury Festival in the UK.
Kita berpikir kalau suara perempuan teramat penting ya untuk kemajuan pertukaran budaya yang dalam konteks ini terutama Indonesia dan Inggris. Musik itu punya bahasa universal yang bisa menjadi jembatan dalam menjembatani perbedaan, dan musisi perempuan punya suara yang cukup kuat untuk menceritakan keberagaman dengan perspektif baru yang setara. Sekaligus juga ini jadi semacam simbol semangat kaum muda yang terus bergerak di tengah modernitas global.
Indonesia and the UK are also committed to drive economic growth to a level commensurate with the size of economies. Both countries also share understanding of the uncertainty regarding today's global politics and challenges. Meanwhile, Indonesia and the UK are aiming for a just and fair energy transition, economic development, as well as lower carbon emission. This is in line with the commemorative theme of the event, which are also strategic pillars for both countries, namely people, planet, prosperity, and peace. Fawian Bawi Andre Saputra for See Today.
And all right, folks, we will conclude our first segment of the day right here in the program. We're taking a short break, but when we return, we have many more update news coming from our nation right here in Indonesia. Stay tuned right here on the C Morning Show, only on See Today. We'll be right back.
Sudah dipastikan itu belum ada pengobatan yang bisa mengobati DM1. Pernah berpikir untuk mengakhiri hidup aku sendiri karena waktu itu aku merasa sendiri, sama sekali nggak ada yang bisa aku ajak bicara.
Pada saat yang bersamaan aku sama papa konsumsi sebuah suplemen dan papa waktu itu mulai drop beberapa kali masuk ke rumah sakit. Vitiligo ini sebenarnya bukan kulit yang perlu disembuhkan, tapi mentalnya yang perlu dikuatkan.
Selamat datang di Knock the Doc. Wah, senang sekali saya Dr. Esa Brota Asmoro bersama dengan
Hans Lango. Hari ini kita tetap akan membicarakan seputar kesehatan.
Sejauh ini yang dirasakan apa nih sama Dr.
Capek.
Multifaktorial penyebabnya. Tidak hanya masalah genetik sebetulnya, tapi juga terkait tadi physical activity maupun nutrisi sehari-hari.
Makanya harus nonton terus Knock the Doc.
I'm starting my journey old style in this beautiful traditional Beluga sailboat. There's no wind to sail this time, Abea. Hello. Hi.
I was young, I had an intense desire to discover the world around me.
This is my first time driving in South America.
That hasn't changed, just the level of adventure. Now, every journey has a purpose. And each time I venture out to explore new destinations around the globe.
Yeah. It's a biggie under there.
I am following my travel quest.
I'm Eric Hansen. When I see a trail, I see more than a path from point A to point B. A good trail is the ultimate opportunity to explore, to discover new landscapes, and to challenge myself. When I don't have a pack on my back, I'm thinking about my next big adventure, because my mission is simple. My mission is to discover the world's most epic trails.
Isu-isu sustainability ini dalam konteks bagaimana kita peduli kepada bumi, bagaimana mengelola yang terbuang dapat menjadi manfaat.
Salah satu upaya saya untuk mencintai alam dan merawat bumi. Kita membuat si tanaman nyaman seperti habitat aslinya.
Kita sangat percaya bahwa ini harus menjadi awareness dan harus dilakukan oleh setiap orang.
Hey folks, welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. We've got more updates from Indonesia in this segment, beginning with our first story where the Indonesian Navy personnel from a naval base in Banten recently prevented the smuggling of 6.9 million illegal cigarettes from Java to Sumatra. These illegal cigarettes may have caused the state up to 5.2 billion in losses, and they were seized in Merak, Banten. Authorities seized the illegal contraband after receiving reports from locals regarding a suspicious container truck which was parked at a gas station on Jalan Cikuasa Atas in Merak, Banten. Afterwards, Indonesian Navy personnel proceeded to seize millions of cigarettes from the vehicle. The truck has since been kept at the Indonesian Naval Base in Banten for further investigation.